Hello guys and welcome back. Now today being my day off, typically it's been pouring down with rain all morning, but today now it is bright sunshine, but I have no cars on the drive to clean. So the reason for the delay is two reasons. One is my days off have just not felt right with the weather, and number two, this is actually the second time I've tried to do this video. I've recorded a video on this snow foam cannon here, but my laptop has died. So I'm going to try and do this one now. This is just going to be a verbal discussion around this actual product itself. I'm going to try and do the editing on my phone for the time being while I try and raise some funds to buy a new laptop to keep the old YouTube going. So today, let's get into this and let's talk about this bad boy right here. So before we get too far into this video, the one thing I do want to say is a massive thank you to MJJC for sending me out this snow foam cannon. Now, in comparison to other YouTubers out there, my channel is very, very small, but a company like MJJC helped keep things going by supporting the channel and sending me stuff to use. So I haven't paid for this. It's not a sponsored video in any way, shape or form. I will just talk to you around my thoughts and feelings on this product so far. So those of you who've been around for a little while will be familiar with this. So this is the MJJC Pro 2, this one. I never got the first one, I've just got the second one here. We're not going to be comparing the two together because this is from the Pro range and this is from the Series S range, it says down the bottom here. So this is version 3 from Series S. But we will be going through some of the similarities and some things which maybe they should have kept on this new product from this product. Typically, I have been using the MTM and the MJJC as my go-to snow foam cannons. But will this one now knock out this one or even this one? Let's talk this and we'll go through what I do and don't like while using the product so far. So with the MTM out of the way, we can now have a clear look at just the MJJC products. Now, I'm going to start this video off with the negatives because I like to finish on the positives. So we'll go through the things which I found which I'm not quite so keen on with this snow foam cannon so far, which I found while using it. So the cannon, as you can see, is clearly quite a bit taller, and in my opinion, based on the fact that it is a bit taller, I do feel it's lost some of its stable qualities. This one won't fall over. It also has a smaller diameter bottom, and the tops being pretty much, as far as I can see, the same mechanical parts. It's quite heavy, so I do feel it has lost some of its stability qualities being that little bit taller. Now these things I'm going to be discussing are not necessarily things to put you off buying the product, by no means. These are just things which I found which as a user could maybe be different or better. So if we look at the Pro, it has quite a wide diameter fill neck bottle, whereas the Series S, although it is a lot wider than the MTM, it is still narrower than the original Pro 2 version here. So maybe they could have carried on with the wider fill neck just to support the product so you don't spill it when you're topping it up, especially if you're outside and the wind's blowing, it catches the product, it'll blow it away from it. At least in here you're probably not going to spill so much, whereas with this product maybe you could. The second thing I want to talk about the actual bottle itself, in terms of negativity, you can see this one is obviously the clear material, and this one being a cloudy material. It feels dense, it feels harder, and it feels a lot more secure and solid. And now with me pushing on there, I cannot compress this bottle no matter how much I try. Whereas this one, being a clearer material, actually condenses, or you can squeeze it quite a lot. Now my concern with that, I don't know how many times this is going to survive a drop test before this splits. So out of strength, this one definitely wins a priority over that, because I do believe there is a weakness in this bottle where this wheel potentially split. So the next thing I'd like to discuss around the actual bottle itself. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to pick this up, this just being a GoPro. If you're just going by feel and you wasn't really looking, you're just, you know, counting it with your fingers. If you went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your digits are out. It's not a massive thing because you're probably going to measure it out before you put it in anyway. Most people would mix it up in a container, you know, with the accurate measurement with their solution, their product ratio, and then they'd apply it into the actual cannon itself. However, if you was mixing it up by here, you've actually got to read by the digits. Now I have measured the digits and they are accurate per what it says on here. It's just the actual digit indications itself don't correspond with the number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's 500 mil. It's not a big thing, it's just, I don't know why it doesn't tally up. But there we go. So since using the product, those are the only real negatives that I can find which maybe could be improved upon. Like I say, it's nothing against the actual product itself, and it wouldn't stop me recommending it. It wouldn't stop me buying one of these. It's just things that as a user maybe could be improved upon. And that's really about it for negatives. There is one sticky little thing which I'm going to put right in the middle. Now this product on the box, it describes new foam technology, thicker and shaving cream foam. Now that's not necessarily a good thing. So here in the UK in particular, we don't really like heavy, dense, thick foam. It looks good for Instagram, it looks good for social media. Possibly in the summertime when it's really hot, you want a thicker foam so it dwells a little bit longer, stays wetter for longer. But here, we don't really like a thicker foam. With the heavy thick foam, it kind of clumps together, it collapses on itself, and it leaves patches as it's coming down the car. And it's not dwelling on the dirt, it's not lifting it and then bringing it down, you know, creating a safer contact wash. So for us, we don't like the thicker foam. However, I have found, me personally, so this is with the dial turned all the way up, but if you take it back a quarter turn, like this, I find here is the ideal sort of level of thickness for what I like to use for a snow foam. So like I say, it's just like a quarter turn back, and for me that gives you the ideal sort of density in terms of solution for your snow foam. So that's, I'm going to leave that in the middle because it's not quite a negative, but it's not quite a positive either, because you do have the option to turn it up and down depending on how thick you like your snow foam. So while we're talking about this, then let's talk about the things that we do like about it. Personally for me, I love the colour combination. I think the styling of this product is much more appealing than the black and red from the old one. I do like the blue and white, it looks really good. There's a lot of tension up here, so it's tense. It's not just going to flip around, spin around. It's nice, it's got a real smooth action, and when you get to the point where you want to keep twisting, it is a real twist to get it all the way around. It is nice, and it is really, you can feel the build quality in there. It's not flimsy, and you don't feel like it's going to cause, I don't know, like any issues anywhere. It's just nice to use, and because it is so tense, it just feels like the build quality is really there with it, rather than something which just spins around willy-nilly. So it's good, the build quality on that is really good. Like I said, in terms of the actual mechanisms, I believe the gubbins in here are pretty much the same as what's in the Pro 2. Someone more technical can probably give you more information about that than what I could. I just use it as a snow foam cannon. But from as far as I'm aware, inside is exactly the same. But then the differences are as we come down. Whereas with this, you've got your screw bowl. It takes a little bit of time, blah blah blah, spinning around. This one has now a quarter neck lock, or quarter turn lock mechanism. don't know if you can see that on the ridge around the stop bar. If I just turn it around a little bit. So you simply put it in, and that locks, and that is nice. Yeah, that's sturdy and that is stable, and that is really secure. Again, the build quality in there is really good. There is one more negative talking about the sturdiness of the top here, which I haven't really discovered, but I have seen other people they've had an issue. When this is full of solution, you turn it upside down, not that you're going to, but just for test purposes, there is a leak from somewhere inside here. Now this one, I haven't tried to see if it does leak, it's just what I've seen from other people's use of the product, but there is a leak from somewhere. Again, how often are you going to turn it upside down? I don't know. But for me, I've not found that as an issue. So we'll keep going down then. So most of my improvements were around the actual bottle itself, but there is some things to do like about it. Let's take this off so it's easier to handle. I don't know if you can see the shape of the bottle. It's kind of exaggerated on this side. There is a ridge which goes up here. Now, depending on how you hold it, your fingers can either sit into that ridge, or if you hold it from this way, they fit over that ridge. And for me, it just gives you something else to grip. And I like that in the bottle. It's good to pick up. You know, if your hands are wet, having that extra little wing kind of thing on here is something to grip hold of. Whereas this one, being so wide in diameter, it's quite hard to actually hold on to, especially if your hand was wet. So that, as a design idea, if that's its intended purpose, is great. Again, right down here at the bottom, I don't know how well this will pick up, it's kind of got a domed bottom here, and then on the outside edge there is a ridge. Now if I put this, and again you still have your weighted pickup point, that dome ball fits in that ridge. So this dome bottom is going to push the last remaining product out into this outside edge, and then your pickup ball will just go all the way around and pick up whatever remaining product is still in this edge. So sometimes, in here for example, in the MTM, I haven't quite finished using this solution, but there's going to be some residue left in the bottom in there, which I'll either tip out or just add to, depending on what it has been in there before. Whereas with this one, I think you've got 100% efficiency in terms of usage of the product which you've measured out for the purpose of the car which you're cleaning. So again, that's a great little idea in ergonometry to make sure that you're using efficiency of the product and using everything that you measured out. So there we go, that's just a couple of the things I've found while using this product, what I either like or don't like about it. I will show you more in depth when I do have a car and I am using the product, and we will do another review on this with it actually being used, so I can show you the density of the foam that it produces. If you would like to buy one, I will leave a link in the description somewhere. Personally for me, like I said, if you've been around MJJC for a while, I've had this one 18 months and I still use it all the time. So in terms of reliability and functionality of the product, they're brilliant. For me, this one being a little bit taller is my only real gripe, just because I think it's lost some stability, and then having lost that stability and potentially a weaker bottle, it's going to topple over, bang, and then we're going to split. Hopefully it doesn't happen, and hopefully it has been tested, but for me that's the only real thing that would probably put me off buying this one and maybe buy this one. But if you're going to buy one, it doesn't matter what you buy, the functionality is brilliant of these products. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. I do apologise, it has been a little while for a video, and this probably hasn't been the most great thing to watch, but I'm going to try and do some editing on my phone with some videos while I try and source a laptop or a computer of some sort, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking around, and we will see you again very soon. Cheers guys.